Solving quadratic equations. A quadratic equation is any equation given in the form of ax² plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where the values a, b, and c are constants. What do we mean by constant? For example, we have here 5x² plus 11x plus 32 equal to 0. We have 5x², as you can see, plus 11x plus 32 equal to 0, where the values 5, 11, and 32 are constants a, b, and c. Sorry, this should be 11, not minus 11. How do we solve a quadratic equation? We have some methods, one of which is the factorization method, second, the completing the square method, and then we have the graphical method. First, we look at using the factorization method to solve a quadratic equation. Let's do this by taking an example. On the screen, we have x² plus 11x plus 24 equal to 0. As you can see here, our a in this case should be 1, the b is 11, and our c is 24. 24 there can be referred to as the value without the variable x attached to it. How do I solve a quadratic equation using the factorization method? I look at the number 24 and we try to find out the pairs of factors of 24 first. The first pair of factor I have is 1 times 24. The next pair of factor will be 2 and 12. Another pair of factor will be 3 and 8, because 3 times 8 will give us 24. Another pair of factor will be what? 4 and 6. Now we need just one pair of these to replace our plus 11x. How do we choose the pair to use? Next, we need to assign whether positive or negative signs to these ones. Do I assign positive, positive, or negative, negative, or positive and negative? We look at the sign here, plus 24, plus 24. The two factors that will multiply to give us plus 24 will either both will be positive, because plus times plus will give us a positive sign, or either they are both negative. At this junction, we are confused. Which should we choose? Should I use positive and positive, or do I use negative and negative? Now the sign attached to 11 here, this plus 11, simply says, oh, let's go for plus plus, because the two numbers we are going to make use of here must replace, will be coming in to replace our plus 11x. So say, okay, because this is positive, I'm going to use plus plus. So I attach positive signs to all of them, and that's, as we can see, implies plus 1 plus 24 here will give us plus 25. That cannot replace plus 11. Our objective is to replace plus 11. Plus 2 plus 12 cannot replace plus 11. But you can see clearly that plus 3 plus 8 will replace plus 11. With that, you say, okay, we are going to throw plus 11 out and bring in plus 3 and plus 8. So our next step, which is the most important step, is to take away plus 11 and bring in what? Bring in plus 3 and plus 8. So we have here plus 3x plus 8x. That is x². In place of plus 11, we have plus 3x plus 8x. And then we have our plus 24 equal to 0. So we have removed plus 11 and we have brought in plus 3 and plus 8. So you can see the whole essence of getting these pairs of factors is just to get the pair of factors of 24 that can replace plus 11. Now this is the most important step. Now we can start factorizing. I look at plus x² and then 3x. I say, what is common between the two of them? X is common. And I open my bracket. And I'll say x² divided by x will give me x. Plus 3x divided by x gives me plus 3. And look at 8x and then 24. What is common there? You'll agree with me that 8 is common. and I open my bracket again. 8x divided by 8 will give me x, plus 24 divided by plus 8 will give me plus 3. And if you notice, I have x plus 3 here, and I also have x plus 3. If they are not the same, then something is wrong. We'll go back and check whether we have used the wrong numbers or we have not factorized properly. So that's it. X into x plus 3 plus 8 into x plus 3. And we can see there that x plus 3 is common. So that's okay. Since I have here, we have here x into x plus 3, and we have here 8 into x plus 3. What next? Since x plus 3 is common, I bring out x plus 3. And I open this, sending my x there. That's x plus 3 divided by x plus 3. They'll give us x. And then we have here plus 8. And that gives us this. So now we have been able to factorize. We have not solved yet. We have just been able to factorize the quadratic expression. What next? I have here x plus 3 times x plus 8 equals to 0. Two numbers, a and b, multiply to give us 0. Under what condition can this be true? It is either a is 0 or b is 0. If x plus 3 multiplies x plus 8 and the result is 0, then one of these two must be 0. That is, it's either x plus 3 is equal to 0 or x plus 8 is equal to 0. And what does that imply? It simply implies from here that x will be what? Minus 3. Or from here, x will be equal to minus 8. Yes, so we have it there on the screen. We have been able to do what? Solve this. That our x is what? Minus 3 or x is what? Minus 8. That is the factorization method. I'll go over it again. The first thing is, look at your plus 24. List out the pairs of factors. We have here 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. Next, we assign signs to it. Well, because that number is positive, we're talking about the 24, is positive, and we are looking for two numbers to multiply to give us 24. Those two numbers must either be positive, positive, or negative, negative. Now we say because this is plus 11, our two numbers must therefore be what? Positive. So we assign positive, positive signs there. And then we're able to now get plus 3 and plus 8. To replace plus 11, so we threw 11 out of the system and brought in plus 3x and plus 8x. And there, next we did what? We factorized x out, we have x plus 3. Factorized 8 out, we have x plus 3. Take note that what you have in this bracket, the same thing you have there. And the rest is just history. So that's it. We take another example quickly. Now, for you to confirm this, you might decide to do what? You may decide to do a test. It's optional. You can see here I'm testing to see if x equals to minus 3 is correct. I check here and substitute minus 3 into the equation. Let's look at it carefully here. Our equation is what? X squared plus 11x plus 24 is equal to 0. In place of x, I put minus 3. I square this. This is 11 times minus 3 plus 24. Now, operating that here, you have 9 minus 33 plus 24 equals to 0. The same thing is applicable when you substitute minus 8 into the equation. So that confirms that x equals to minus 3 and x equals to minus 8 are the what? Are the solution to the quadratic equation x squared plus 11x plus 24 equal to 0. Let's look at another example. Here we have x squared plus 10x minus 24 equal to 0. If you take note, I'm still making use of the number 24. So my factors again will be the same as I used earlier on. So it will be 1 times 24, 2 times what? 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. But you notice here, This time around, my 24 is minus, it's a negative number. And of course, you know, two numbers multiply and give us a negative result. One of them will be positive and one will be negative. So I don't know which of these two will be positive and which will be negative. I quickly move to this other number here, the 10x. The 10x is simply telling me, oh, look at this. I am positive. And you are going to combine two numbers to give me a positive result. These two numbers, one is going to be positive and one is going to be negative. That means the greater number should be positive. So if I put a plus here to the bigger number, or the greater number rather, then this will be negative. I put a positive here, this is negative. Take note again, the minus attached to 24 is simply telling us that both of them cannot have the same signs. I say, okay, which one will be positive and which will be negative? The sign I see attached to the 10, I give it to the greater number. And I come to 8 again. I say, okay, between 3 and 8, 8 is greater, so I give it the positive. Between 4 and 6, 6 is greater, so I give it the positive. Now, which of these pairs can give me plus 10x? And I can quickly see that minus 2 plus 12 will do that job. So I quickly come here and say, okay, that means x squared plus 10x. Sorry, in place of 10x, we're going to do what? Let me take that again. X squared minus 2x plus 12x minus 24. So I've replaced my 10x with what? Minus 2 plus 12. Remember, this is the most important step. If you miss this, everything is gone. So let's look at that. So as pairs of factors, we assign positive and negative numbers, and then we have replaced here 10x with what? Minus 2x plus 12x. The next thing is for us to begin our factorization. And look at this. Okay, this is x squared minus 2x plus 12x minus 24 is equal to 0. Okay, what next? Let's start factorizing. I look at these two numbers. I bring out x is common there. X squared divided by x is x. Minus 2x divided by x will give me minus 2. I'm sure you agree with that. I quietly bring down this positive sign. Between 12x and minus 24, of course, you agree that 12 is common. And I open my bracket. Plus 12x divided by plus 12 will give me x. Minus 24 divided by plus 12 will give me minus 2. And I close my bracket. There. Again, you can see what I have in the bracket here is my x minus 2. What I also have here is x minus 2. If they are not, something is wrong. So that's it down on our screen. X into x minus 2 plus 12 into x minus 2. X minus 2 is common, so you agree I can bring x minus 2 out. And I open this. I bring in this x. And I bring in my plus 12. Equal to 0. So once again, I have x minus 2, x plus 12 multiplying to give me 0. Two numbers, a and b, multiply to give us 0. One of them must be 0. It is either a is 0 or the second number b is 0. So moving straight and do that. Solving for that, saying that what? That our x minus 2 is 0 will give us that x is equal to 2. Or our x plus 12 is equal to 0 will give us x equals to minus 12. And where we have obtained the roots of what? Of the quadratic equation. So that's the solution to the equation x squared plus 10x minus 24 equals to 0.